Thank you for tuning in to Rick Redundant Radio. We know you have choices, and I really appreciate the fact that you chose me. If you're listening in on the app, I have two other stations. I've got a 90s station and I've got an 80s station. Now, if you're listening on one of those stations, I also have the Rick Redundant station. But for the most part, this one will only be on the Rick Redundant station. Now, what I like to do is I use Twitter. And I also use Facebook, of course, and I use Instagram, of course. But I really like the Twitter because you can share things on the Twitter. The Twitter. I say that like I'm 100 years old. Anyway, you can share things on it, like your Spotify, your YouTube, your whatever the heck you've got your music on. And I can look at it. And if I like it, I'll send you a message. I'll say, hey, I'm going to play this. And usually 9 times out of 10, there's never a problem. Go ahead and play it. So majority of the tunes that are on this station are because of that. So really, it's an independent radio station like myself helping out independent people. And I love it because I play in a band and nobody really helped us out, especially our local city. Like here, it's like, oh, well, fuck it, it's just those guys again. But when we play somewhere else, it's totally appreciated, which is awesome. And that's why I don't like playing my own city unless I'm opening for somebody who's much bigger than we are and we can do the whole networking thing. Anyway, moving on. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to listen to a couple of tracks that I really like and I feel like they should be played. These are unsigned bands. And I'll play the track, I'll come back, I'll talk about the track. And some of the songs will also be some of the Sault Ste. Marie locals, just because people think, oh, well, fuck them. Here doesn't mean I don't like them. I want to support everybody. I don't believe in a dog-eat-dog world. I feel everybody should help everybody, and, you know, everyone can succeed that way, as opposed to trying to slam someone's finger doors in the bathroom so that they can't play with you in a battle of the bands. So without further ado, I'm going to play a track now. And then we'll come back and talk about it. Stay tuned.
Open up and soar and fly.
All right, so that was Fist Fight. Now, these guys are just unreal. Like, they're just face melting awesomeness. So on their website, it says Fist Fight comes out swinging like a heavy-handed bare knuckle boxer high on the smell of blood. And I totally agree with that. These guys are, as they put it, the thunderous bass. Like, they definitely, like, it's just unreal, like, how ass-kicking this is. On vocals, they have Dustin Holmer. On guitar, Nick Rich. The other guitar, John Maggard. Bass is Adrian Montoya. And drums is Joey Crushman. Now, that drummer, one drummer to another, man, oh man, you've got some skill, dude. The double bass, the timing, everything is spot fucking on. And that's what really attracted me to this band, was the drumming. It reminded me of like almost Portney-esque or like the Rev. Just amazing fucking drumming. If you got a chance, go find these guys on Twitter, go find them on Facebook, add them Instagram, buy some albums, buy some merch. These guys, I feel they're going to be big very, very soon, if they're not already. I mean, they're from Denver, which I'd never heard of them before this, and I don't know how. I mean, I'm not from Denver. I'm from Canada, obviously. But I do a lot of searching for things. And, well, now that I started this radio thing, I've been really, really digging deep, and I found them. And I'm super glad I did. The singer, great guy. We've been chatting back and forth on Twitter, I think, or Instagram. Not 100% sure. He said he was just looking for a CD for me at some point. I'd prefer a record autograph, but I mean, and records cost money, so I'm willing to pay for it, of course. If you're listening, I'd love a record autographed. Maybe a colored one if you got it, but again, I get it. These things are expensive. Anyway, we'll move on to our next band now. But again, that was Fist Fight from Denver. Go look them up. All right, next band now.
Shadow the front of the pictures of me.
And that was the debut EP, wow, from husband and wife Scottish Celtic metal duo Hand of Kalliach, featuring the distilled Scottish, Gaelic, and Celtic overtones blended with traditional metal foundations. That is face-melting awesomeness. And I don't care where you walk your dog, that's just good, wholesome metal right there. Now, if you like what you heard, you can find them on Twitter. You can find them on pretty much all the major socials, Facebook, etc., etc. I would definitely watch out for these guys as well. They might be from the UK, but they're going to be coming around, and they're always going to have a spot on my station, as will the other bands that you are going to hear and have already heard. So without further ado, let's kind of switch it up a bit and maybe go with a little bit of punk rock. I'm thinking we need a little punk rock in this whole metal punk sort of radio station that I've decided to start up. And again, I'd like to thank you all for listening. Of course, if you have anything you want to hear, any bands I should hear, please add me to those three major socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also, don't forget to email me at rickredundant@gmail.com. Hell, if you know somebody who wants to advertise, that's even better. I can always use advertisers, sponsors, anything. If any bands are listening and you got something you want to give away, some merch, some buttons, some stickers, a t-shirt, a CD, an entire package. If I get an entire package, I will play nothing but your CD for an entire hour segment and give away that entire package throughout that hour. Well, without further ado, we're moving on to the punk rock. So check this band out.
Mirror, mirror, tell me I'm not the one.
that was PunchLine 13. And we, as in my band, Redundant, we played Warp Tour with them in 2000 and, what was that, 2020? 2019? We played the Toronto show. We shared the Ernie Ball stage. And it was amazing. Sum 41 played. There was a ton of Motionless in White. There was a whole whack of bands that played, but we were one of the side freak shows, if you will. And Punchline 13 was right there with us, and we ended up making friends with them. And they're great guys. They're great musicians. Pretty sure they're from Montreal. Just looking up on their Facebook here. Let me see. High energy power pop punk rock band from Canada. Okay. Punchline 13 was created by Sly Rock, ex-singer from Men of Steel. He is joined by Simon Dunleavy, Jason Caballero, Dave Marty, and Nick Marty. All right. Well, that's doesn't say exactly where they're from. Just that they're from Canada, and it looks like they have pretty much the same influences as we have: the Descendants, Doughboys, Weezers, Green Day, Motley Crue, Poison. Yeah, we play some Poison as well. Poison just fun stuff to play. Fuck. Yeah, here it is right at the bottom. Current location, Montreal, Canada, and we're from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. So you get a chance to check us out, please do. But I'm not going to plug us music-wise on here, but I am going to plug us because I'm the drummer of the band, and I'm always going to plug my band. And hell, I've named the radio station Rick Redundant as homage because I'm Rick Redundant, the drummer of Redundant, and the whole thing's redundant. You get it. Anyway, moving on. So now I'm thinking about playing a female-fronted band. They're pretty awesome, pretty screamy, pretty amazing. Well, here, check it out, and I'll come back and talk about them a little bit more.
I can't stop letting you down. Would it be easier if I weren't around? You can find me in my bedroom lying down every day until the last possible hour. I'm running late again 'cause I've got no willpower to go. I may not know all of your shadows, but I've got a few of my own, so I know how the story goes. I may not know all of your shadows, but I've got a few of my own, so I know how the story goes. I know how it goes. All my chances have been blown. It's no surprise I keep ending up alone. You can find me eating my words that I've thrown, used as a weapon, cutting you right to the bone. I'll say I'm sorry even though both of us know I'm not. I may not know all of your shadows, but I've got a few of my own, so I know how the story goes. I may not know all of your shadows, but I've got a few of my own, so I know how the story goes. I know how it goes. Oh, oh, I may not know all of your shadows, but I've got a few of my own, so I know how the story goes. I may not know all of your shadows, but I've got a few of my own, so I know how the story goes. I know how it goes.
All right, that was the Anti-Queens. Awesome band. Awesome. Amazing. Great. Punk rock? Yeah, definitely punk rock. Canadian? Definitely Canadian. All right, they're from Toronto. Now, I had the awesome opportunity to play with their lead guitar player, one of their vocalists, Valerie Knox, when she was in a band called the Black Cat Attack. I feel like she's still in that band. I'm not 100% sure, but they played my little hometown, and we opened for them. And we never got to play Warped Tour with them or anything, but they were a great band, and she was super easy to talk to, super nice. The rest of the Anti-Queens are Emily Bones as the lead vocalist and a guitar player, Taylor Koss, I could be saying that wrong, as a bass and also a vocalist, and Samantha Alanda as on drums. All female and all fucking rock and roll amazing. Alright, well, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to this first episode. This particular episode is going to continue airing from February 24th until March 24th, and then stay tuned and I'll make another one. These are approximately 25 minutes long, and I'm going to make them longer and longer and longer. And hopefully, if someone's listening to this and they want their band on here, perhaps I'll get the band on here, we'll chat, record the whole thing, plus play the music. You can tell me how, all the bullshit stuff that most people tell, the DJ. I came up with this song because this, or I wrote this riff because this. Not like anybody really gives a shit, but people like to hear it, I guess, or else they wouldn't ask those questions, I suppose. Anyway, thank you for tuning into Rick Redundant. This is the very first episode of this, and I look forward to many, many, many more. Now, don't forget that I also have a 90s station, and I also have an 80s station. All you gotta do is download the Zeno app, check it out, and if you like this a lot, tell your friends, please. This is broadcasted completely around the world, and one day, hopefully, I take over all of radio. Until next time, keep being redundant.